I didn't think this flashback could get crazier after God Valley, but it did. Chapter 1167 speedrun. If you haven't read it yet, then scroll on. Decent cover story, nothing really to talk about except for it's cool to see Nojiko. News Morgans is getting the scoop on some shadowy figure just turning up on pirate ships. And sadly, we quickly learn that it's our boy Harold. And I'm telling you, it's just gonna get so much worse from here. While Harold is busy solidifying himself as the government's #1 dog, all of our other pirate friends are doing big things. The Yonko are becoming Yonko. The king of the pirates is becoming the king of the pirates. You know that old tale. And as the age of pirates begins, Harold just becomes an even better boy. For the world government, of course. Such a good boy even that he gets this sick tattoo. And it looks super familiar for some reason. And then they drop some crazy lore on us. There's 3 levels to these tattoos. The Shallows Covenant, the Depths Covenant, and the Abyssal Covenant. So the Devoted Blades are the lowest level, but they still have some connection to Emu. I'm assuming the Holy Knights have the Depths Covenant, and then the Abyssal Covenant is probably saved for the Gorosei themselves. Each of them giving you a significant strength boost. Every page, Harold just gets worse this chapter. And then we have Saint Fraudling himself, basically just telling Harold that, hey, you can't say anything that you just found out, and if you keep being a good boy, we'll make your leash a little bit longer. So Harold gets to go see an old friend, good old King Neptune. Harold is talking about how his son's kind of a demon, and Neptune's like, hey, I'm gonna have a daughter in a couple years according to the prophecy, so maybe they should just get married. What? But once Harold hears that she's gonna be born with disruptive powers, he's all for it. He says something interesting. Let's have a toast to the future of my little brat and your shaggy daughter. Shaggy, huh? Kinda like the person that Loki's been talking to on the other side of this transponder snail? Saul lands back on Elbaf and talks to Harold about maybe starting a school. And then the chapter gets really spicy. We get the moment that Fisher Tiger broke out of Marie Joie, seemingly saved by a shadowy Holy Knight figure. We get a moment with Boa and her sisters, and the official title, The Ransacking of Sacred Marie Joie. And here we go. We've got King Harold meeting Shanks? We get our first look at Holy Knight Shanks. And he is certainly playing the part, flexing the blood of the Figarland family in his veins and all that. And interestingly enough, Harold mentions that he thought he had met him before, and also felt the same way with Shamrock. What's up with that? And then the big spoiler panel of the chapter. To whoever started the discourse about the man with the eye patch showing up, you're a fool. There's no man with an eye patch in this chapter. That's what you get for reading leaks. He's got fucking bandages on. That's not an eye patch. One Piece isn't ending. Shut up, you're stupid. But it is interesting to see Shamrock and Shanks having a conversation just like good old brothers. And Shamrock seems to kind of care about Shanks. But I feel like it's plain as day that Shanks is obviously infiltrating the Holy Knights to try to get whatever information he can about the top of the world. Because we know he didn't hate it down there. And then we find out that Ida is sick. And also that she's like the best mom in all of One Piece. Since she got sick, Hajirden went sailing the world to try to find a cure, and then Loki finds out that the people from his mom's village has been poisoning Ida. So he kills them all. Legend. Loki's the GOAT. This was a goated chapter, and as always, let me know what you think in the